This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Watch, and I'm thrilled to be speaking with George Siougas about The One Note Man. How are you, George?
I'm very well, thank you. Great to meet you.
You too. Can you tell me about the inspiration for this film?
Sure. I came across a 1921 illustration by a British artist called H.M. Bateman, called The One Note Man. And I had a look, and it was it told the story of a musician who goes through his daily routine and sits in the orchestra very patiently and waits for his turn. And he plays one note and then gets the nod from the conductor. He gets up and goes home, brushes his teeth, and goes home, and that's it. And I thought that was a really clean idea for a short film, and it made me laugh right away. But immediately, it also posed a few questions about this character. Why does he only play one note? Has he lost his spark? Has he suffered loss? And what would happen if a calling would interrupt this his routine? Would he be brave enough to step into unknown waters, or would he choose to continue down the safe path? So I guess I wanted to spend more time with this guy. So I optioned, I got the rights and to develop it into a script. And I thought, what better calling than something which none of us can resist ever when it comes our way, and that is love. And I knew I wanted it to be a light film, although there's some dramatic elements to it. I do believe in approaching drama in a light way. I like that, I guess, is what I'm saying. And so yeah, that's how it came alive.
Now, he only plays one note, but you needed a lot of people to play a lot of other things.
That's right.
So you had to
Yes.
build an entire, did you use an existing orchestra? How did you create that?
Well, we hired musicians who are real musicians. I wanted that authenticity, and I also wanted the girl, the violinist, to be someone, an actor who could actually play, because I didn't want any musicians out there going, and they're not really playing. I can see the fingers. So I really wanted that truth, I guess. So yeah, we hired a real orchestra, and of course, Stephen Warbeck, our Oscar-winning composer, whose music is a third character. And I knew right from the beginning that choosing the right composer for this film was as important as choosing the right actor, because music quite literally replaces dialogue in that very in the climax, in the end. And Stephen wrote music. All the music he wrote is original. It's his music, of course. And some of the music we needed to shoot, to play back. So Stephen came on board like 5 months before we started shooting. I storyboarded the whole film, and I even pre-visualized that scene where he falls in love, because I wanted to make sure that I had enough music to fit the shots that I already knew I had. So I animated the thing for Steven, so I could go, hey, can you give me like 8 more seconds of solo here? So it was a really precise, bitsy sort of process and film in places, which is very new to me, and in a way unconventional, but so much fun and so creative. And working with Jason Watkins, of course, and Louisa Klein and Crystal Yu, and Paul Barber, and of course the legend Ian McKellen. I mean, somebody pinch me. It was just a great experience.
Have you received any surprising reactions from audiences who have seen the film?
We had a screening at the Cannes Indie Film Festival, and the audience were on their feet applauding halfway through the film, and then in the end they were doing this with their feet, and they were up and they were cheering, and it was the most incredible reaction ever. And oh, that just it's the best when you make a film and it communicates like this to the audience. That's why we make films, isn't it? So it was just an amazing, yeah. And audiences throughout, across the from the four corners of the world have responded to this. I guess the lack of dialogue. I guess music is, has no boundaries and is a universal language, and I guess it communicates in that way. And I guess in some ways the lack of dialogue has opened up the film, because words are there to describe and sometimes to label meanings. Whereas with the absence of dialogue, you've got pictures, and a picture can mean to you a different thing that it means to me. It cuts from or to another picture, and I guess it's more open. And with this film, I was able to utilize cinema's three most powerful tools, the way I see it: performance, image, and music, and to really pay homage to the birth of cinema and Charlie Chaplin, who I absolutely adore.
It's a really wonderful film. Thank you so much for making and taking a few minutes to speak with me about it today.
It's a pleasure. Great to meet you.